Hello, welcome to Senior Seminar. So I just want to talk a little bit about what we'll be doing in class this semester. So our first activity will be next Friday, September 11th, and that will be our first sort of journal club of the semester. So how that works is that there'll always be a folder containing links to all the articles. There's always a primary article that is a primary literature article, not a review or anything like that. That will be sort of the focus of our discussion. And then there's also going to be some sort of other resources in that folder for you to look at. So review articles, popular articles, other just sort of things to provide context for that main primary article that we'll base our discussion around. So in this case for Friday, September 11th, I'll lead that sort of first discussion. So if you go into Journal Club articles here, September 11th, Journal Club Article 1, the primary article is right here. And then there's a review article, a popular article, some other features as well. The key one to look at is that primary. Again, look at those other ones as well to sort of provide some context. And then we'll do our discussion in class, so you'll sort of participate in that discussion, and that will be sort of the participation part of your grade. Beforehand, just to be sort of ready for that discussion, you should read through the articles, and there's sort of two short things to do. So one, when you click onto that primary article link, this is this sort of annotation system here. So if you go on here, basically just make a couple of annotations. I think the way I wrote it was put at least 2 annotations and 1 reply or comment on someone else's annotation in here. So that'll basically give you a way to, ask questions or post things that you've looked up so that other people can look at them before we get started. Just, sort of get our discussion started off on a productive footing in terms of we'll already have all of these comments and notes on the article beforehand. So, to read it, I would definitely download the PDF and, save it and look at it for later. But put a couple of your comments right in here. You can go in. So I can select some text. If this is something I'm interested in, just click annotate, and then you can add a little comment about what, something about that area of the text. If you have questions about it or something that you've looked up, if you looked up a word or something like that, you can share that with people so that everyone else has that same information. Then, so 2 annotations and 1 comment to someone's annotation. And the other thing, once you look through it, is to fill out this sort of summary. Research article summary. So that's over here in, there's a sample article and summary here just to sort of show you how this works. So here's a sample summary. This is not meant to be, you don't need to write pages for this. There's a few questions. So the main research question the authors are investigating, 2 sentences maybe, or in this case I did 1 sentence plus a quotation. Nothing very, very long, but just key question, significance of the research, again, just a couple sentences. Then for one of the figures, so that contains actual experimental data, go through and talk a little bit about what is in it. So again, does not need to be a book. It can just be, a few words, bullet points, a couple sentences. You could copy and paste things from the paper and go through that and give us information about the methods, the results, how the authors draw the conclusions from their data. That might be quite difficult, but give it a shot. Try to follow their reasoning. They should explain in the text all that. So pick one of the figures and go through that analysis. And then there's a couple other sort of overall questions about the paper. So your final estimation, strongest or least strong result as well. Again, just a couple sentences is fine, just to get you sort of thinking about those bigger picture questions about the paper. Then finally, any other remaining questions after reading the paper, and something about what kind of potential future work there might be in this area. Again, sort of trying to think about those bigger picture questions as well. And then just submit that into the Dropbox for before our journal club discussion. And we'll just sort of go through, we'll talk a little bit about the background and discuss the article next Friday. So good luck doing that. If you have any questions, post them as annotations or just give me an email. See you next Friday.